Welcome back, everybody. I'm your host, Derek Harper, and this is a brand new episode of 5 Minute Majors. This week in the WHL, the playoff picture is becoming even clearer. The Portland Winterhawks, Prince George Cougars, and Everett Silvertips all still jockeying for those top three seeds. Portland and Prince George trading blows at 1 and 2. Everett seems to be holding steady at 3. So that said, first round of the playoffs, even just yesterday, Prince George is going to play the number 8 seed Spokane Chiefs. Well, the seeds have flipped already in one night of action. And what we see there now is the number 1 Portland Winterhawks playing the number 8 Spokane Chiefs. And the Eastern Conference, the Saskatoon Blades holding steady at number 1. They've kind of run away from everybody else, but the question with Saskatoon is, can they hold that through the playoffs, and they hold how good they are through the playoffs and push for the Memorial Cup? Maybe, maybe not. Personally, I think the Blades will make it to the WHL Championship Series. I don't think they will win the Memorial Cup. In fact, I think the Portland Winterhawks knocked them out in the WHL Championship Series. Portland right now is just that good. Winners of their last 5 straight, including a shutout against the Regina Pats. Jan Spoonar, incredible performance in that. 15 saves on all 15 Regina shots on goal. And they are rolling. But the Eastern Conference is also not locked up in the WHL. Let's start with the West, though. However, the West, all 7 seeds, or the first 7 seeds, are locked up, all clinched. But things could change, positions could change. But the 8th seed still has not been clinched. Spokane currently sits in the 8th seed, but we'll see how long that lasts. And then in the Eastern Conference, you still have 6, 7, and 8 to go. So we'll see who clinches there, what happens there. But the Kelowna Rockets making good headlines this week. They had this week's WHL Player of the Week. And with that was Andrew Cristall, a Washington Capitals prospect. So it's good to see Kelowna make the news, as the Vancouver Giants had been kind of holding steady with all the player of the weeks, and so it's good to see Kelowna kind of get in there a little bit. Kelowna is also in the playoff picture right now, but things are changing. We'll see how everything shakes out. The Brandon Wheat Kings, they're in there. Moose Jaw Warriors, the Red Deer Rebels, Swift Current Broncos. Those are all kind of the teams that are jockeying for position right now. The Everett Silvertips, obviously, in there at 3 in the West. Kelowna Rockets are kind of jostling around there a little bit. So we'll see what happens. The Wenatchee Wild, they're kind of holding steady there at the 4th seed. So congratulations to that town and that city. Really exciting to see. First season in the WHL in Wenatchee. Obviously not the Oregon, not the, I guess, physical team's first season, as they've been in the league since the Edmonton Ice and then Kootenay Ice and then the Winnipeg Ice. It's also kind of good to see the Wenatchee Wild brand there. It was really exciting to see that. And I think the fans have a lot to be excited about in the playoffs. In my opinion, the Western Conference is much stronger than the East, with all these positions changing and stuff. Victoria Royals right in the mix. Vancouver Giants as well. Right now, the Giants are kind of holding steady at the 7th seed. So we'll see what happens there. But the Prince George Cougars would take on the Giants, as we see right there. The Everett Silvertips, they would take on the 6th seed Victoria Royals. 4th seed Wenatchee would take on 5th seed Kelowna. In the East, here's what we have. The number 1 Saskatoon Blades would take on the Prince Albert Raiders. The 2 seed Medicine Hat Tigers, they would take on the Lethbridge Hurricanes. Moose Jaw, set as the 3 seed. The Warriors would take on 6 seed Brandon Wheat Kings. The Swift Current Broncos, who are currently the 4th seed, would round it out, taking on the 5th seed Red Deer Rebels. But things could change. This video recorded on Wednesday. There are 2 games, or there were 2 games set for Wednesday night, and three of the teams in playoff position. The Edmonton Oil Kings were out, unfortunately. Um, I would say it's unfortunate because just their history. Edmonton's always been a really strong team in the WHL, fun to watch. All those championship series against the Portland Winterhawks. So we'll see what happens there. But I'm gonna read off the few games going into Wednesday night. The playoff teams involved or included the Lethbridge Hurricanes, Prince George Cougars, and Kelowna Rockets. So we'll check in next week to see what happened with those games. Midweek games are always interesting. They can kind of divvy up the standings and kind of get it choppy in there. But the weekend will be very telling with most games on the weekend. So we'll see what happens there. And until then, I'm your